Good evening, everyone. Tonight, we're going to talk about relationships, both mine and yours. Subject of tonight is your significant other. I'm going to tell you a bit about mine, but I really want to talk about those people who are arguably the most important in your life. Stay with us. Again, good evening and welcome all you fine folks to the Video Call-In Show. That show that invites you to be a live video guest on this program to talk about whatever you'd like to talk about. Could be the topic of the day. It could be personal promotion. It could be current events. It doesn't matter. It could be anything you want it to be. Joining is real easy. All you've got to do is point your browser to zoom.us. Click on join a meeting, and when it asks for it, enter in that meeting number. You will show up in my green room, and I will bring you up. First come, first serve, as time allows. I'm here for about the next hour. My name is Jim. I am having problems with my oh, okay. Yes, I am Jim, the host of the Video Call-In Show, and I will be here for about the next hour. My job to listen and learn to and about you. Now, some of you may have noticed that tonight's show looks like a repeat. It is not a repeat. I am live. Well, unless you're watching this after it's been processed. But I am live, and we are talking about our significant others. Now, I had this scheduled for last Monday, and I actually did do a show. The show only lasted about 15 minutes. The problem was we had interwebs problems. Connection was horrible. And I wasn't able to complete. I just figured it wasn't fair to you folks to bring you up and not have a nice, clean recording. So I scrapped that one, scuttled it immediately, and decided, tell you what, let's just do it the following Monday. Now, you might be asking, why did you schedule it last week? Well, let me tell you. It just so happened to be the birthday of my significant other, and I wanted it to be special. For her, if no one else. And that's fine. That is fine. She understood. It wasn't, we know it wasn't her fault or our fault or anyone's fault, really. It just was what it was. Now, having said that, let me tell you a bit about my significant other. I ended up marrying my high school sweetheart. She is my best friend. We dated probably 3 or 4 years before deciding to get married. The moment we got married, well, not the moment, but it was shortly after we got married. We were immediately headed to Washington State, where we spent the next 3 years. So I pulled her away from all friends and families, and we stayed up in Washington State for the next 3 years. That was very tough on her. She stuck with it. No. Okay. That's a great segue. I'm going to pause right there. I'm going to say hello to those folks, at least in the YouTube chat, and see how they're doing before I go any further. Raven the Commentator 2001. Hello, dear. How are you? Good to see you. Gypsy Art Entertainment Billy. Good to see you. Oh, stop with the handsome talk. We know that's not true. Darren, how you doing, man? Germany Travel Personal Guide. Good to see you, my friend. Luke Duke. Ooh, changed names. Luke Duke Outdoors. How are you, man? Good to see you. Paul Michael DB. Howdy to you. Ghana. Does Canada have technology to weaponize beavers? That is random. And I'm going to say no. They're far too nice to weaponize beavers. Jerome Kings in Darwin. Yeah, only if you take him out to dinner first. How you doing, Brad? Good to see you, man. Above and Beyond Drones. How you doing, Jim? Welcome to the show again, of course. Good to see you, my friend. Grumpy Vlogger. How you doing, Lloyd? I missed your show this morning or this evening. I'm sorry, Lloyd. You guys should check out Lloyd's Grumpy Vlogger. He goes live on occasion. What I think Monday is your regular time. Is it? Let us know in the chat, Lloyd. Don't let me get that wrong. But normally I try to make it. I wasn't able to make it tonight. I was talking to my significant other. By the way, thanks for being here, guys. Welcome to the show. Always a pleasure to have each and every one of you. I hope this evening finds you well, actually. All right, so back to my story. Yes, this evening I was actually talking to my significant other. There is Monday at 7. Do you see it? Central Time. There you go. Thank you, Lloyd, for throwing that in, brother. Appreciate it. So yeah, I had to have a little chat with actually the entire evening with my significant other, and I'm sorry, I've got so many things going on in my head. There's she's working out some professional issues. I'm helping her out with those professional issues, and you know how just completely consuming that can be at times. Well, this is one of those times, and so I'm a little discombobulated. There's a word you never thought I'd be able to work into the show, discombobulated. And so forgive me if I seem a little off, but I'm trying to shift gears as I speak. At any rate, she's my best friend. We have these sort of discussions all the time. We enjoy doing things together. We still, hold hands and kiss in public and all that sort of thing that you would expect would go out the window after a certain number of years. We've been married for 35 years. Well, as of June. That's a significant achievement. Ghana is naturally discombobulated. There's something I never thought I'd see in the chat, at least not tonight. Pixelpia, how you doing? Good to see you. Pixelpia, teaching and learning. Welcome back to the show. Good to see you. I am not seeing any of these chats, but I'm just I'm all over the board here. Let's see. And yeah, it's the woman I see myself living the rest of my life with. So that's good news. And not everyone has that. I understand that. It's something that that I really cherish, for lack of a better word. I mean, it's one of those things where you don't know how good you've got it if you don't know how good you've got it. And if you can recognize how good you've got it, then recognize. Who was it in the movie that said, it's really easy to forget what's important, so don't. I think that was Mr. Mom. Someone in the chat, make sure that you correct me if I have screwed that up, but I'm pretty sure Michael Keaton turned back to, now I know way too much about this, turned back to Terry Garr and said, well, it's really easy to forget what's important, so don't. And I try not to forget what's important. She's my everything. She's trying to sleep now, but hopefully she'll catch this later on, and we won't. Here's the strangest thing. You know how things just kind of happen. Whenever you do something, you can almost expect another reaction. Well, it seems like every time I sing her praises, we get into a small argument. I hope that doesn't happen this time. I don't know why that is. I mean, it's the strangest thing, but if I had kept notes on this, I could probably have some empirical evidence as to the validity of that theory, but it seems to happen almost every time, just small stuff. Before I get to my first guest, I do want to say that it hasn't always been roses. I mean, 35 years, probably, I don't know, 38 years together total. Doesn't come without some, bumps in the road. And there have been bumps in the road. They've been few and far between, given, our history. I mean, we're not argumentative people. But, you always get on each other's nerves. That's just going to happen. Strength and character is working through that rather than falling apart during it. So, and we all have that capability of falling apart. Just, again, it's easy to forget what's important. So don't. All right. I have said enough, I think. Guys, pile up. Like I said, if you're just joining us, hello, Stephanie Ellenberger. Hey, how you doing? She says, this is one of my Facebook viewers. I've always envied your relationship. In fact, she's more than a Facebook viewer. She's related. And I don't know if you want to know anything. You want me to let anything else out there, Steph? Thanks for joining us, hon. Appreciate it. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, by the way, pile up. It's getting on the show is super easy. If you're joining us late, all you've got to do is point your browser to zoom.us, click on join a meeting, enter in that meeting number, and you'll be in my green room, and I'll bring you up one at a time. Now that you can do that if you have Zoom downloaded. You can just use the meeting ID number right there and still jump in. Just make sure you try to use headphones, because if you're not using headphones, sometimes your microphone and your speakers fight for attention, and it's tough for us to hear each other. Ask me how I know. So let's get to our first guest. But before I do that, I want to say hello to Redneck Connection, and I want to try this for a moment. This is a new sponsorship idea that I've got happening over here. You'll see it popped up over to what appears to be my right, and this is I'm just going to say it, this is my company. I've been running this company since 1994, and I've been helping businesses with their digital marketing and development process, both from a liaison perspective, from actually doing the work to making sure that the leads are profitable. And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to throw that in the show every once in a while. Hope you don't mind. But if you know a business that's looking for someone who can help guide their digital marketing efforts and actually report on true return on investment down to the dollar, because I've developed this, and this is a sideline. I apologize, but now I'm in the mode, because we were actually talking about this earlier. I have actually developed a process by which I can take the leads and some of your business data and tell you exactly how much your marketing efforts are returning to you on the dollar. So that's what I'm going to do, Jim. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Okay. So without further ado, this is something else new as well. Now, if some of you who've been watching the program for a while now will notice that occasionally I struggle to get names up on the board. Well, I'll tell you why that is. That's because I'm not the greatest typist in the world. So what I've done is I've actually put together a full list, and I would show you this, but it would be too much, of all the people who have come up on the show by name, and all I've got to do is choose them. Can you hear me, Raven, by the way?
Yep, I can hear you.
Oh, good. I'm almost done. No video for you tonight?
No video for me.
That's fine. That's fine. Well, that means I need to pop open the this guy right here. Yeah. So rather than typing, I'm able to just choose your name. And Raven, I don't know if you'll be excited to hear this or not, but we are almost to 100 unique individuals having been interviewed on the Video Call-In show.
Really?
Yes, I've got. I've actually had well over 250 interviews, but we're real close to 100 unique people. Is that cool or what?
Wow, that's amazing.
10 months. So there you have it. A little over 10 months, maybe. I'll have to go back and look at the numbers. Okay. Enough about all that. How you doing, Raven?
Oh, I've been doing pretty good so far. Dad got me a space heater for my room because it's been super chilly most nights, and whenever like the wind hits, my room gets like extremely like ice cold. And I got this space heater. He got it from Sam's Club. He bought this in order to prevents me sleeping in the cold.
Well,
Like I feel like I'm sleeping in Antarctica.
well, that's good. Nobody wants to sleep in the cold necessarily.
No.
So that's awesome.
Not during the winter time.
Oh, heavens no. Heavens no. Awesome. I forget whereabouts in the country you are, Raven.
I'm in Colorado.
Oh, okay.
And
okay.
that's where all the coldness comes in, and that's where all the bipolar weather comes from, because it feels like, winter into spring or in the middle of a really nasty divorce.
That's an odd way to put it, but hey, we'll take it. Wow.
Yeah.
So you like it in Colorado? Did you grow up in Colorado?
Well, I've been living in the city in Colorado throughout my whole life. I mean, I was born in Colorado soil. I've had memories in Coloradan soil. Everything, almost everything that I've done is done in Coloradan soil.
Cool. Very cool. I've actually always wanted to live in Colorado, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because it's like, the mountains and the views, like they're just beautiful.
Oh,
especially like when you're driving around the road. And when you like go drive to to school or to work, you just take the time to just look at the mountains for a second and just be thankful that you live in such a beautiful state.
Yeah, it's got to be almost like a Zen moment right at your fingertips, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know what that's like because, we did live up in Washington State for 3 years, um, and we saw Mount Rainier every single day. So there was no shortage of beautiful scenery up there. In fact, I've said this many times on the show. If the wife hadn't wanted to come back, not that I'm not a family guy, but if she hadn't wanted to come back and be closer to family and friends, I'd still be up there, honestly, because I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
Let's see. I want to touch on this. Drone King says the list was a great idea. Can you do a video where you read them all out? Will it be 4 hours long? Yes, it probably will be. Probably will be 4 hours long. We have a lot of new people show up since. We got Stacy.
Yeah.
Stacy Morgan, how you doing? You don't mind if I do this real fast?
Hello. I don't mind it.
Okay, cool. Frugal Fixer Spike, how you doing, Spike? Good to see you. Tech for your needs, welcome back. Let's see, who else I saw? Jesse Mendez, hello to you, my brother. Hello. Yes, awesome. And what do you say? Jim from Above and Beyond Drone says winter will be on a Wednesday this year in Florida. So there's your forecast for all you Floridians.
Wow.
Oh, and Tony from Viewed This is here too. How you doing, Tony?
I've been in Florida like many times, like during our Disney vacations.
Mm-hmm.
It's always just been like sunny there. We went there once for like the winter season. It wasn't snowing much at all, I don't think. Maybe it's like because of the humid climate that it's in. I don't know.
Yeah. And do you like Florida? I mean, you say you visited a lot.
I mean, I like Florida a lot. I like the theme parks that we won't go to. We went to Disney World, and we also went to Universal Studios for the first time this year. It was a lot of fun.
Cool.
Go
ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Jim.
Oh, I was just saying that my son and daughter-in-law went there just a couple weeks ago, as a matter of fact. So they had a wonderful time. I haven't been for years.
It kind of take my mind off of it from like something that happened to me like before I graduated from high school. You see, there is a thing that's been going around that you like whenever you're part of like a group or something. Mm-hmm. Like I'm in Special Olympics, for example, I get Facebook requests from some of these people. There was like one Facebook request in particular that I took in, and it was like a huge mistake for me. And there's this guy, let's call him C. Now, C and we've been chatting like for a couple of days, and we've been like just talking with each other, trying to get to know each other. And we showed each other our pictures, and he said that I looked hot to him, and that was like, admittedly, it was kind of creepy. But I was just young and naive, and I was just looking for like someone to love, just trying to, get a boyfriend and all that stuff. And I think after like a day, we've been chatting like in the morning, and it was like, it was a half day for me. And he asked me if I can be his girlfriend, to which I responded with yes, considering how I didn't want to, make him mad or whatever. And then we decided to, hang out at Starbucks during after school. I notified my folks about it, and I called my dad. Now, my dad, one thing you need to know is that he was a Marine for 4 years. So he could be able to take on anybody. And he told me that, that I should have told him, like, whoa, slow down there. Let's just take a breather before we actually take it steady. And because the advice went through my head, just after a few hours, I broke it off with that guy. I avoided a bad relationship, and he did not take it very well.
Oh,
he even said He even said that he doesn't make friends with his exes. I had to remove him off of Facebook Messenger because of that. I ended up unfriending him on Facebook. I ended up having to remove that relationship status that we had for a while.
Wow.
And it was like, yeah, it was terrifying. And I had to remove a picture that I had of my of him on my little like lock screen, and I had to replace him with Mabel Pines, just to kind of remind myself that you're better than this, Raven. You're really better than this.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Wow, bullet dodged, I'd say.
Bullet dodged.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Wow. Wow. Well, I know you mentioned, actually, you were the first to comment tonight on YouTube that you said you don't have a boyfriend after 4 tries, couldn't find the right one. There were online relationships. So, yeah, okay.
Yeah, online relationships. Here's the thing about online relationships. Sometimes they can vary. Rather they be like, really weird, like when the person is older than you, like my first online boyfriend was. And then the one that's like, and then there's one that's like catfishes you for the longest time, like my second one. And the one that you don't really you communicate with a lot with at first, but you don't talk very much, kind of like my third one. And the local one, which was my fourth one, was, again, C. All 4 of my exes were from online relationships. And my advice about that is, whenever you try to go find a significant other online, just be careful, because you're never gonna know who you're gonna meet.
That is good advice, and you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Sight unseen can be tricky. Can be very tricky. And what I mean by that is not literally sight unseen, but from a distance. Always try to get to know somebody. And the great thing about that, though, Rachel, see, I did it again, and that's not even, it's like Raven's not your real name. Rachel's certainly not your real name. Nope. But what was I saying? Oh, you guys are kind of lucky in that there are so many resources that you guys can use nowadays to check up on these people. Whereas think of it back in the day where you had blind dates, and the only thing you had was that person that referred you to that blind date. So there is that.
Yeah, and especially with Facebook implementing its dating thing now, I just hope that all things are clear, especially like in the future, because like I said, take precaution when doing online dating. You never know who you're gonna meet. Or you could just like go ahead and try to find a real one. Just find one in your local area or someone outside of your comfort zone. Like if you haven't met anyone yet, or like you could just look for, you could just go through your like groups or your social circles. Like if you're a part of Special Olympics, or if you're a part of any, group regarding like anything to their interest, rather it be sports, animation, art, whatever that might be. Just find somebody that has like the same interests as you, but just different enough to have new experiences, so you can feel really close to them.
Yes, you've got to have things in common with folks without question. If you're going to spend any time with them at all, they say opposites attract. That may very well be true. But they also don't stay together very long.
Yeah, opposites retract and repel at the same time.
Yes, and always use your best judgment. Like you said, it's great to have people that can vouch for that person and whatnot, but they've never lived with that person, so they may not even know. Get to know somebody before you start making those leaps, right?
Yeah, especially that, and you try to surround yourself with positive people who will try to take you to the next level. If you're dating somebody, just find somebody who would be willing to take you to the next level.
Exactly.
Who's really positive. Like, think of it as don't think of your boyfriend or girlfriend as like your personal one-up mushroom for Mario. Just think of them as just player 2. Right.
That's a great analogy. I love that. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, it's not the character in the game. It's player number 2 is who you're looking for. That's awesome. That's so insightful too, Raven. Awesome. Hey, I can't believe this has turned into relationship advice. on.
Yeah.
But that's cool. I mean, that's what this show's all about, as you know.
Yep.
Let's. What do you say we bring up Pixel P and see what?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, of course.
awesome. Well, thanks so much for being on, hon. It's
right.
always a pleasure, as you know.
Thank you so much.
And we'll talk to you next time, okay?
All right.
All
See
right.
ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
What is wrong with my shortcuts tonight? There we go. Okay. Yes, that's cool. If we're going to talk about relationships, that's awesome. We do want to say hello to Redneck Connection. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. And I also saw, who did I see and just pop in a minute ago? Was that Sharni from that Crohn's chick? Where'd she go? Sharni, how you doing? Hey, if this is relevant to you, it's been a while since you've been up. So if you want to, jump in line, hon. Jump in line. I haven't talked to you for a good long time. Tech for your needs. Good to see you. Says, wow, one time was not enough to learn your lesson. I'm not saying that it wasn't work, but work before, but is rare. Just need to be careful with online dating. Absolutely. Absolutely. Patty Broussard, how you doing? Good to see you. I didn't see you come in. All right, well, let's do this. Now see, here's the thing. I don't have I don't have one for her, I don't believe. So now I'm back to where I started. Okay, let me just ramble for just a minute. So how was everybody's day today? I hope it was a good day. Mine was good. A little busy. Okay, there we go. And that's not how you spell that. Okay. Now, see, I get to add it to my list, though, which is cool. All right, let's bring her up. See if we can get... Now, she was on the live show last night, so we shouldn't have any mic problems. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good.
It's good to see you again.
Thank you. You can hear me?
Can hear you. Yeah, you're... Yep. Okay, your video was frozen there for a moment, but it's good now.
Okay.
Well, welcome back on the show, and welcome on the one-on-one.
you.
It's good to see you. What did you have a significant other that you would like to talk about?
Yeah, but I changed my mind a little bit after I heard Raven. I was going to talk about how I ended up here because that's because of my significant other.
Okay.
He's been gone for 7 years now. But
he passed?
Yeah.
Oh,
passed
sorry to hear
7
that.
years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. I'm okay with it. I'm not stingsly about that.
Mhm.
But I actually got to know him online. That's so funny that she talked about online.
Yeah.
And we've been friends for like a year online. And then I had vacation coming up, so we decided that I should come over here to US. I was living in Sweden back then.
Mhm.
So I came for vacation for a week, and I never moved back. I was here for a week, and then we decided time to get married, so I could stay.
That's a love story right there.
Yeah, and we had 10 years together before he passed.
Wow. So you were an early adopter to the online dating and or at least connection.
Well,
it wasn't a dating
It wasn't
thing.
online dating. No,
Okay.
we just happened to run into each other online.
Oh, okay. Message boards or that sort of thing, chats.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm with you.
So
I'm with you.
it wasn't dating.
Well, that's fascinating. That is
Yeah.
fascinating. And I have to assume, given what you've said, that it was 10 happy years, right?
Well, it was up and downs.
As relationships.
Yeah, and it was hard for me in the beginning to get used to be in America and learn everything about everything here.
Yeah.
So we had our ups and downs.
How long do you think?
Mostly good.
Oh, good. How long was it before you felt comfortable in the States?
To living here?
Yeah.
Well, I guess it took me at least a couple of years before I was completely comfortable.
Yeah. Did you know much English coming over?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Everybody in Sweden, English is one of the main subject in school from first grade. So.
Oh yeah.
So that wasn't the problem. But I guess, I mean, even though we got married, the paperwork took so long. So I would say a year and a half, 2 years until I could start work. Really.
Wow.
Yeah.
That seems
and
extraordinary.
Then I had to go back to school to become a teacher here. So I had to go back to school and do a whole new teacher's education.
Well, I see. I can't avoid your name. Teaching and learning is. Are you specialized in any way?
Now I have in Sweden. I had a regular elementary, and here I have elementary and middle school math.
So math, cool, very cool.
Yeah,
that's not one of my better subjects.
But that's not the focus on my channel at all. I do everything about education. Well, that's school topics and.
Well, good. Yeah, tell us more about your channel because that is an intriguing ID. Honestly.
Yeah, I did all kinds of videos to start with, but from in August, I focused on education. So I started by doing a series about the 9 types of intelligence. And then after that, I have done a lot of videos about different pedagogical schools like Montessori, all kinds of schools. I try to do videos about hot school topics, like what do I have coming up? Friday, I have one coming up about who to blame when students say they are bored. And questions like that I do quite a lot. And I'm going to change a little bit because Mondays starting in November, I'm going to do some tutorials too, by suggestion of some of my friends about software you can use.
Oh, so you mean colleagues are looking for that sort of thing as well, or?
No, I'm going to do regular tutorials for anybody, but also how you can use some software in educational situations. So it will be a little mix.
Yeah, well, that and I have to imagine that will be an easy niche to fill because I can't imagine that there's a great deal of competition for that. Now, you would know more than I would, but am I right on that?
Yeah, educational isn't much how you can use computers and phones, and we're really restricted at schools, and most schools you can't use the kids' phone. I mean, I think it's sad because it's a resource that the schools have for free if they took advantage of them. Let the kids have their phone and use them in an educational fashion.
Well, isn't the reason that they don't because they don't tend to use them that way, and they neglect their studies,
Yeah, but if we teach them to use it that way, I think that's up to the adults in the school.
Oh, I agree. I absolutely agree. I often wonder how hamstrung they are. How because it used to be when you send your kids off to school, those administrators and teachers they had you right. If you did wrong, you're getting a spanking. Right, corporal punishment, and that was just part of the process back then. Nowadays, they can hardly do anything without fear of being sued. And I have to, and you would know more about this. And this is interesting for me to talk about about this with you because you have kind of an insider's view. Is that has to make it unbelievably difficult to, for lack of a better term, keep kids in line.
Not really, because I think that the best way to keep the kids in line is to have them interested.
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
And if you keep that up, you have no problems. And using the technology that most kids have in their back pocket when they're not in the classroom will keep them interested.
That's true.
So we're missing an opportunity there.
That is absolutely true. I hadn't thought about it like that. Maybe it's my age, or that I'm an angry old guy, but
I'm probably older than you are, so.
Well, then
I'm 61.
61. Yeah, I'm 56. But
yeah.
but I still, and angry is not really the right word, but it disappoints me to like walk into an environment where people should be interacting with one another face to face, and everyone is like this. I mean, that really bothers me, because
I agree on that part, but
Yeah.
it's also something that can be used if you use it the right way.
I love the way you're thinking with that, because I absolutely agree. Not only that, but I would think that holding it back from them during the day, during the school day, only makes it worse off hours. They got to get their
absolutely.
fix. Yeah. So if they're on it all the
Absolutely.
time, maybe then it just becomes something that's not nearly as important to them 24/7 as it is in, like, bam, in the evening time or whatever.
And use it for something. Teach them how to use them for something educational
Right.
that they actually can take with them after school as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They can learn 24/7 if you only give them the tools.
I think we got something here. We need to go national. We need to shrink wrap this and go national with it.
Yeah. Oh, I have so many opinions about schools. I'm still a little bit too coward to really put it out there on my channel. I'm still a little tiptoeing, but
Well,
especially comparing Sweden and US, since I've been teaching in both.
can I ask you a question?
A lot of opinion. Yeah.
What have you got to lose if you did bring up what these subjects, which I don't see as unbelievably controversial, but interesting nonetheless, because now I'm fascinated in it. I never even thought about using the phones as a teaching tool, and then what sort of positive effects that could have. I wonder, if you went on your channel, what is there to lose exactly?
No, I'm getting braver. I'm getting braver. I just edited a video today that goes up in 2 weeks, I think, where I discuss why we don't have religious knowledge as a subject in school. That's a little controversial over here.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I imagine in most places outside of maybe where you came from, because isn't that a much less religious based society? Kind of the.
I guess, but we also in Sweden we have the separation between church and state, just like here. But
which is always
we
good.
also teach religious knowledge from grade 1.
Oh, interesting. That I did not know. That I did not know.
And I do a comparison. So.
Well, I say
that's a long way from the topic of tonight now.
That's okay. That's quite all right, and that's exactly where I want this show to go. we touched on your significant other, and fascinating story again. Sorry that they had to depart so quickly, but no, this subject here is absolutely fantastic. I want you to know that I'm in your corner, and I think some of the things that you're probably thinking of putting down on tape are well worth getting out there for the public to at least wrestle with. You know what I mean?
Yeah. One thing I have started, and that I hope will take off a little bit, is that I do a live on Thursday mornings where people can come in and discuss what they want me to discuss when it comes to school topics. So hopefully that will go somewhere.
Yes, that will be awesome. Well, having said that, do you want to tell folks more about what you plan on doing that, so maybe they can check this out once they watch this, after it's been processed or whatnot?
You mean my live?
Yeah. Talk about more when you plan to actually go live, if you do.
Thursday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern time.
Okay.
I go live.
Oh, you do right now?
Last week. I started last week, and I'm planning on continue doing that for about an hour.
Wonderful.
Thursday morning.
Wonderful. you folks can search her name right there, and that should take right to the channel, right?
Yep.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, check that out.
I have Pixel Pia covered almost everywhere. That's been my nickname online since 15 years back, 20 years back.
That was a stroke of luck, and it's brand genius. I mean, anytime you can find a an ID that is not being used and you can command it, do it.
I sign up for every new app, every new thing that comes up just to cover the name.
That's awesome.
Even things I don't use. So.
Well, do you ever mention your first name on any streams or anything?
It's Pia.
Oh, that is your first name. Oh, okay,
yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to modify the lower third, but Pia, I want to thank you.
Pixel Pia came from, I did graphics, pixel graphics back in the days.
Oh, okay.
We did that pixel by pixel.
Sure. Oh, I'm so familiar with those.
That was a while ago.
Well, Pia, I can't thank you enough for coming on tonight. It's been a fascinating conversation. I'm really interested. There's no smoke here, but I plan on going to look, and if I can catch one of your live streams, I want to, because I've got a granddaughter coming up, and like most of parents and grandparents today, we're all a little bit worried about where education is going. So anything we can learn and apply is only helps our offspring. So I'll end up heading over there. And
I have a lot of videos if they're thinking about homeschooling versus online school versus any other type.
Sure.
I have it all on my channel.
Fantastic. Well, I'm going to get to my next guest, but Pia, thank you so much.
Fun.
I'm glad you came up. You're welcome anytime. Bye. You know that.
Okay. Bye.
All right. Take care. How wonderful. How wonderful. We did touch the subject, but what she's doing and what she's done in years past is really fascinating stuff. I'm trying to work through some of that in my head. Guys, go check it out. Pixel Pia Teaching and Learning. Pia, if you would type in the chat real fast so people can get a quick link to your YouTube channel. Oh, is that Bob lurking again? Bob Dip, how you doing? Soulless Trenchcoat, welcome to the show. I also see Arthur Moorhead. These are all folks on YouTube. Oh my Lord, where'd I get the gas? Hope I haven't missed anything else. Guys, if you've got questions for me, make sure that you tag me in the chat, and I'll or me or my guests, tag me in the chat, and I'll try to get to them and bring them to the forefront or to my guests. So, all right, let's do this. I gotta save. I gotta save her. You thought this was gonna be easy, didn't you? No dice. All right, so got that. Awesome. Yeah. All right, add that, and let's do this. I think I know who this is, and I think even more importantly, I think I know just about where she is. Oh, as soon as I can, we'll wait for you to get your mic pulled up there. You know, one thing about this is it's not, it is so not, I had it set up alphabetical. Now I've got to look for everything. Can you hear me yet? Not yet.
There we go.
Oh, yes. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm just fine. Give me just a second here. I don't know why I just put this list together, and I should be able to pull your name up immediately. And for some reason I can't find it. I know it's in here. Oh, there it is. There we go. Oh, see, perfect. All right. Sharni, how are you?
Good. Tired, but good.
Well, you didn't. Well, no. I'm going to ask you. Give us. Let us know where you're at right now and how you got there and all that. I got to imagine that we're ready for that story. Am I right?
Well, yes, I couldn't miss this live stream. It's literally in the name.
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah, and when I hopped on it, straight away the first sentence I heard was online dating. And I went, okay, I've got to hop up. I was like, Ben, can I have your computer, please? And he got the camera and all of that. So
That's awesome. That's awesome. So yeah, tell us how that. Well, I don't know. Do you want to start at the beginning? I mean, we've got plenty of time. And
sure. Essentially, I started a YouTube channel at the beginning of the year, and very quickly I wanted to do live streaming, and I needed a co-host to help me cover certain areas that I'm not skilled in, wanted more knowledge about, and to better support people and the public in general with, you know, chronic illness and prevention of chronic illness. So I reached out to some people on Twitter, and I met a lovely guy called Ben, who was connected through some of my other friends online. He and I have known each other since about March, April this year. We got talking. We talked every day. We video chatted. He's on my channel all the time. He's in my social group. And that kind of evolved into a long distance online relationship until about a week ago when I actually got on a plane and traveled over 10,000 miles from South Australia to Ohio to meet him and to meet his crazy family, which is currently where I am right now. I am in Ohio, on the other end of the world.
in beautiful Ohio, smack dab in the Midwest.
It is lovely here. I do like it.
Well, I was going to ask you, what is your impression of? Is this your first? This isn't your first trip to the States. Haven't we talked about this? Oh, it is.
My first trip.
Oh, well, give us your impression of the wonderful, good old US of A.
It's interesting.
Okay, moving on.
No, it's been an interesting ride. I think the first week was just hilarious, and so sorry, Ben's just over there having a giggle at me right now. Because like you guys have, you know, Americans have stereotypes of Australians have stereotypes of Americans, and so there was a couple of jokes said to me before I came here, and funnily enough, they're all true. One of them was like, "Don't piss off anyone because they probably got a gun." And I was like, no. Let's not have that stereotype. Come on, they're not all gun-toting maniacs.
That is not how that works. That's not how any of that works.
The first morning, however, that I was here, I wake up at like 6 or 7 in the morning to like a knocking. I swear, I could have sworn I heard like a knock, knock, knock. And I like kind of shoved Ben. I'm like, Ben, someone's knocking on the door. He's like, no, honey, no one's knocking. And I heard it again. I was like, Ben, someone's knocking on your front door. I went, hun, the dog would be going nuts. It's not knocking. I'm like, right, am I going nuts? Is this jet lag? Like, what is that freaking noise? He went, that's a gun. I was like, what? They were, I don't know what they were doing, but they had just early morning, as you do, gunfire in their backyard. And I was like, well, better message my family back home not to piss off those neighbors. They were right.
Well, I'm not going to say that doesn't happen. I can't say that doesn't happen for a lot of us who don't live, you know, in the concrete jungles of the U.S. That does happen. Plus, we're in several different hunting seasons as well. So, yeah, you came at the right time, I guess.
Well, and also Ben's in the chat.
I saw that. Hey, say hello to Ben for us. How you doing, Ben?
Ben, come here. You have to make a cameo.
Oh, absolutely.
It'll be our first live stream cameo.
Yes, sweet. Don't break stuff, Ben. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you, man.
Good.
Ben has been on the show for those of you are just joining us. He was actually the 100th. You were the 100th guest cut, as a matter of fact. Oh, yeah, closer to Sharni. Closer to Sharni.
You gotta get close.
There you go. There, perfect.
There we go.
Oh, you guys make a great couple.
Thank you.
You guys are literally probably only about I don't know, 3-4 hours from me, if that. 'Cause I'm east. Yeah, I'm east of Indianapolis. Oh, are you going to get to go camping? I think you guys had planned that or talked about it.
We wanted to, but I think you're actually not allowed to at this time of year. Or I know we had a few friends of ours tell us that it wasn't a good idea. So it's going to be too cold.
Might be too cold, but you're certainly allowed to.
well, the state park that's down the road from here, it closes at the end of October, and we were looking to camp around her birthday in November. So.
Oh, I see. Know. Yeah. That could be a problem. And the state parks do close early. Some of the private parks are open, year round, even though they may not be there. Yeah.
For my birthday, it's on the 21st of November. So we're actually planning a family friends barbecue at Ben's house. I'll private message you about it if you'd like to come. We're going to have quite a few YouTubers,
really?
John. Potentially Pusha Studios might be making an appearance. They're not sure if they can get down. They're going to try to.
Oh, wow.
Quite a few people. And so in November, for my birthday, we're going to have a big birthday barbecue. And if people need to sleep over, we're going to have air mattresses. And yeah, so we're going to do something like that instead. Have a big sort of like birthday weekend that everyone can come along to. Because neither of us drive. So we can't get anywhere.
Oh man, that's got to be a small hurdle.
Yeah, just a fraction. Because I'm so used to being near, like 10 minutes out of the city. So it's like, all right, I need to go grocery shopping. It's a 20-minute walk. If we're going to the city, it's a 15-minute bus ride. It's like here, we want to go to the shops. It's like what, an hour and a half walk, and we have to wait for his family to have a car ready, and like, yeah. It's been a learning curve.
Wow. Well, yeah, do private message me if you would. I can't guarantee anything, but I would certainly like to look at the calendar and see if that worked. That would be awesome. That would be awesome, especially if I could find some place to park the camper.
Yeah.
I'm sure we can figure something out for you.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. You guys got real low there for a minute. So now we're looking at the very beginning of who knows what, right? This is awesome. Here we've got a 35-year-old married bastard, and then you guys who have just at least the very, very beginnings of that sort of thing. I can't think of a better way to have the show come off, honestly. Wow, that's so cool. It's good to see you in the States, Sharni. Your hair is still not orange.
Yeah. Sorry about that. So his grandma, she's Facebook stalked me.
One of these days, that color right there.
So your dad's in a band. Your dad's in a band, is he? I'm like, wait, how did you know that? Anyway, she stalked a photo of me with blonde hair, and she's insisted that I need to grow it long and to my shoulders and have it blonde. So, I don't know. I might have to go with Ben's grandma, but then you requested the orange hair months ago, so leave it with me. I still got to decide about it.
Well, listen, I rib you about that all the time. I am so not. It's just that I'm just ribbing you. You do whatever you think looks good. I'm not so sure that this orange belongs on hair.
You say it doesn't matter, and yet you remind me in every live stream and chat.
I know I suck. I'm a bad man. I apologize. Oh, look at what we're getting in the chat. Jesse Mendez says road trip video calling show, and Drone Kings and Darwin says on the road with video calling show live from Ben's place. I like that title.
I like that. That's really cool.
It is cool. That is cool.
Someone asked me how long I'm staying as well. I'm here until December 7th. So I've made it like a 2-month trip.
Oh, okay. So it'll be 2 months solid. That's good. Well, I'm trying to think of, and I know Ben's probably got ideas coming out the wazoo about what I would suggest that you do while you're in the States. I would say hunting, but you've got hunters around you, so that may not be appropriate. Ooh, I don't know how. Ben, have you ever shot? Have you ever gone to the range?
Oh yeah, I mean we did that when I was younger. But,
yeah.
And then we have plenty of family on my mom's side of the family they're all hunters, so we could easily go over there, and I'm sure we could find some guns to shoot. Right?
I always find, look at see the look on your face says that you probably haven't gone.
Well,
Oh,
I've
yeah.
fired a gun. I'm an army brat from Townsville in Queensland. Like, I fired a weapon.
That's right. That's right.
I can hold a license though, or is this just kind of like under the,
You can.
Oh, no, you don't need a license for that. Nope.
That's scary.
Yeah, the only thing you need a license for is to actually hunt. And that is a numbers game, not a training game. It is in some states, but certainly not all of them. And then you need a license to carry a weapon concealed.
Okay, yes, I'm still learning all of this.
Yep. But it makes for a great date. I mean, it's especially with someone who hasn't shot a lot. I'm serious, because it dispels a whole lot of misconceptions about weapons. And you walk away, whether or not you ever shoot again, you at least have that. And of course, you've already shot, so I'm preaching to the choir here. But at least you have that knowledge and that comfort level, because one is comfort, two is respect, and then you have an entirely different outlook, and then you can spread it to all your Aussie friends. And look at me, I'm trying to make trouble here on a national stage. Well, that's me though. Well, listen, guys. Like I said, this has been fantastic. What? Where do you think it's? No, I'm not. See, I'm trying to avoid that question, because you never want to forecast.
You gotta
ask it.
You gotta ask it. Yeah.
All right. What are the plans? I'll put it that way. What are the plans from here? Where do we go from here, you two?
Well, according to Ben's family, I'm moving here now, and we're getting married next week, and we're going to Vegas to do the wedding, and I'm going to live with his parents, like his dad and him. Like, his whole family has got it all mapped out. Yeah, so apparently I'm not going anywhere, so immigration are going to have a fun time, getting me out of the country. It's just details.
Minor details. And reality?
We're actually not too sure. Logistically, it's a bit of a nightmare. There's a lot of factors to deal with. One, I'm very established where I am. I've got my own place. I've got a job. I also, your healthcare systems here alone are very different than what I'm used to. So there would have to be a lot of research into, potential employment that would help cover some healthcare. We might need to look at other insurance, and that's normally something I don't have to worry about in Adelaide, because we have universal healthcare. So there's a couple of things that we'd need to really analyze and really research before I'd move here. Also, Ben would need to meet my family. They're pretty laid back. They let me travel 10,000 miles across the world to meet the dude. Me moving over here without them meeting them, I think they would raise a little hell, and rightfully so. Yeah. So that need to happen. So it's not going to be next week we get married and I'm moving here. It's probably going to take some time. There's a lot of things I would need to wrap up at home, and then sort of safety, just for my health alone. There's a lot I would need to organize here before I'd even move here to have set up and ready to go for when I get here. So yeah, by the looks of it, I'm moving to America. That seems to be the plan.
Well, I would, of course, if my advice means anything at all, the one thing I would say is, make sure everything's working right. All the pieces are in place before you make any. I wouldn't do the Vegas thing right away. Just get all your ducks in a row, then figure out where to go from there. Boy, that was about as open ended as it possibly could be. But you just heard the discussion I had with Raven, where you got to take your time, make sure everything's right, and then make those leaps, and that's what I would say. But I'm so glad you guys finally got together and on the show.
It's been a wild ride.
I bet.
The plane trip was horrific. It was like 2 days on and off planes for me.
Oh.
And it was funny. I think I've had so much, there's so many stories we could tell you, Jim. I've been made fun of so much already. Just for stuff like the first night that we were driving back from the airport, and we got to remember, we're on the different side of the road. So when we were turning down a dark road, it was at nighttime, pretty much. We were near his house, and I thought there was a car coming at us because we were on the wrong side of the road. So I'm like, Ben, what's going on? The car's going to call. He's like, no, honey, no, it's fine. It's fine. I'm just like, ah, jet lag.
Yeah, jet lag didn't help.
I think it took me a good couple of days. Yeah, I was really out of it, and just my guts were all just blur.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there's that, and how I got double charged for cigarettes and thought it was a bargain.
Oh, God, are they that expensive over there?
Yes, for a little pack of 20 cigarettes, it's like $30, and then you buy a little 20 pack here, it's like $6.
Yeah.
So I went into the service station, and the attendant and I were having such a laugh, and she was looking at my Australian money, talking about, cigarettes, and, I ended up walking out the store and into the car with Ben and his dad, and I went, oh, what a bargain, it was only $15. And they both went, what? $15?
Yeah, we're going back, yeah.
And she charged me for 2 packs instead of 1. So it's just little things like that. But his whole family got a good giggle out of that. Yeah.
Oh man. Well, you would really hate to hear that I used to spend $3.50 on a carton back in the late 80s. $3.50.
Oh man.
Carton. Carton.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently I've got to pronounce my R's.
Well, no, you pronounce your R's quite well. You just put them on so many different words.
Yeah.
You got no problem with R's.
Pretty much. That's what I say. But no, apparently I don't pronounce my R's enough. I need to do it more to be American.
Well, that was pretty good.
Thank you. I've been practicing all week. His whole family is going, say this word, say this word, say this word.
Oh, no. That's awesome.
It's a lot of fun. It's been really great. They've been very welcoming. So, and as you can see, Ben and I are getting along splendidly. Yeah. Thank God.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's going really, really well. It's still early days, obviously. I've got another 7 weeks here, and we just see. Hopefully things work out. I believe they will. So yeah, we just have to stay tuned. Yes,
and stay tuned. We will. Make sure you come on a couple times before you head back over, will you?
Absolutely. I've taken a bit of time off of the social medias. You probably noticed.
I have.
This is the first live stream back into it in like a couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to start getting things back into it. There's going to be some changes on my channel as well. Ben's doing some things in the background as well with social media. So just, stay tuned. There's going to be some new content coming out very soon.
Fantastic. Well, guys, I wish you the best. I think it's a match made in heaven, and I consider you both friends. So make sure you do private message me, and we'll see what happens. But definitely want to have you back on at least one more time before you head back down under.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Thanks for coming on tonight. This, like I said, it was perfect.
That's all good. Take care. We'll see you next time.
All right. You too. Fantastic. And I would like to end the show on that, but I do have another guest in the wings that I want to bring up. Now this yet is another one that I do not have the let's see, there we go. I do not have the name typed in, so I'm going to have to put this in manually. Hopefully he'll realize that I've called him up. I believe it's Ken, right? Can you hear me? We'll give him a moment here. But I do want to say hello to Awesome and Big Adventures. How you doing? Good to see you. And Living Art. Always a pleasure to see you. And who else did I see jump in there just a minute ago? I know it's someone. Maybe not. Soul Stretch Code, how you doing? Says, damn, Jim is trying to make kangaroos an endangered species. That evil lobster. It is Ken, right? We're waiting for him here in just a second. Let's see. And yes, I'm. But this is where the list is going to come in real handy eventually. Make sure you look in the lower left of the Zoom interface where the little microphone is, pop that little arrow up, and you should be able to choose a microphone. Shake your head yes if you can hear me. Okay. And you might want to mute the YouTube video, because there will be a hideous delay if you don't do that. That was so cool. Match made online and in this community. So I can't hear you, bud. So down in the lower left of the Zoom interface, the little microphone, click the up, the little chevron, the up arrow, and you should be able to choose. Down the lower left of the Zoom interface. I can hear me.
Sorry.
I can hear you.
Man, is that freaking loud now?
Am I real loud?
I had it up to 100% because I was trying to figure out what was wrong with my audio.
It is Ken, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Redneck connection.
Yep. Ken, how you doing, man?
All right. I thought I typed all that stuff in, but I don't know. I couldn't figure out how to set up my microphone, camera, nothing without you inviting me in.
Oh no, you did fine, man. You did fine, and that happens a lot where sometimes the correct microphone has to be chosen, but no, that's exactly how it's supposed to happen. What's going on, man? Good to see you on the show.
Relationships, I got kind of intrigued, I guess.
Oh well.
But I don't your hour either. I just realized it was past 9 o'clock my time. That'd be 10 o'clock your time, right?
No, 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock.
Okay. Yeah. Which is fine. Like I said before I brought you up, I'm okay with that. I'm willing to go a little bit over, man. I want to give you some time. I wanted to talk to you.
Had a what do you call it? A Cinderella story, basically, between my wife and I.
Mm-hmm.
We were grade school sweethearts.
Wow.
Yeah, way back in grade school, and well, long story short, I got taken out of the home. She moved to Washington State.
Mm-hmm.
And then her adoptive parents turned out they moved to South Dakota, and she wanted to come down and help them with their bed and breakfast. And we were Facebook friends for about a year. So she met up with me on my birthday, brought me first birthday cake I've had in years, and we've been dating since.
Wow. How long ago was this?
Huh?
How long ago did that happen?
Well, we've been married, 7 years now? So 8 years ago, 9 years ago, somewhere in there.
Dude, that is so cool. That is so cool.
I wasn't on there looking for a sweetheart online. It was just hanging out and stuff, And yeah, just turned out, is this the actual Ken Steiner that I knew in grade school? Yeah.
So in grade school, were you guys an item or just friends at that point?
Yeah, I guess I didn't remember this, but I guess even back then I bowed down to one knee, asked her to marry me then.
Oh man, you're ahead of your time there.
You remember the old pull tabs?
Oh yeah.
Here back then.
I miss those.
And I put that on her as a ring.
Yes, I remember that being done. Absolutely. That's so cool, dude. And you guys have been married 7 years.
Zoomed in. Holy cow.
Oh, you look fine, man. That's a good shot right there, actually. So you guys, you've been married 7 years, right?
Yeah. It's either 7 or 8. I can't recall.
Tell me about it. It's not that I had to guess at the 35. It was kind of a big deal. So I remember that one.
I'm always off by 1 year, it seems like. So.
I hear you. Did you, you have any kids?
From previous marriages, not ours.
Oh, okay.
A daughter, and she has a daughter and a son.
Nice.
Together we have 3.
What's that?
Together we have 3.
Oh, okay. Okay. Still in the house?
Nope.
Oh.
Megan lives with her mom, which is my daughter, and she's 17, about ready to leave. And her kids are grown up. One's in college and one's working construction, I think.
Very cool. Very cool.
Her daughter was in college. I think she ran out of finances, had to start a job or something.
So you and your wife, you share a lot of interests?
Believe it or not, we're complete opposites.
Oh man, you're ruining my bit. I was talking to Raven about opposites.
But we indulge in each other's stuff to keep each other happy. She has never been to a mud bog before, so I drugged her to one of them. She loved the hell out of that. And she does different things that, I don't know. I just can't get into the artsy stuff. That's just not me.
I'm with you, brother. I am with you. My wife likes those craft things, and it's just not my thing. By the way, Kiwi Power, how you doing? Kiwi Power 85 is joining us from Twitch.
Daddy says you need to recall or you're going to be in the doghouse. I'll figure it out. My phone always bleeps me like a week ahead of time, and I got a week to get her a quick present.
Always nice to have an alarm, man. Best thing about today's technology.
Yeah, you put it in there and take every year, and then it warns you a week ahead of time.
Yes.
My phone keeps me out of the doghouse.
I wouldn't know what to do without it, man.
I know.
I'd be in trouble all the time.
I can't believe how grainy my. See if that helps.
Oh,
I cleared it up.
Oh, cool.
Really grainy.
Oh, grainy. A lot of that's going to be because you're coming through Zoom as well, so you're going to lose a little bit of resolution on that. It happens. Yeah. Actually, in Zoom, you can the settings. Did you go on the website, or do you have Zoom downloaded?
I just Zoom.com.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're kind of at their whim. If you've got Zoom downloaded and you're using the Zoom program,
I've never done it on this computer. I was trying to get in here real quick, and then, well, you know how it goes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, if you got it,
all that right away.
Yeah,
it gave me the option to download it, but I knew you could get in just joining a meeting. So.
Yeah, and that's what makes it so much easier. They had some security problems, so it kind of dropped having people download it. No biggie. They fixed them since, but if you do download it, then you get to choose whether or not it's HD or not, and that really clears things up. But for these purposes, it's just fine.
This camera is usually really clear.
Yeah, it's got to be the throughput here.
I put it on this other setting up here. That my small little picture there is extremely clear, and it's with time.
Mm-hmm.
But what's showing? I'll just look at that.
Well, I'm looking at it now, and you look clear as a bell. When you sit back, you lose a little bit of clarity, but when you're up on it, clear as a bell. So.
Yeah, see, and even on the small little screen that it gives me to show me where I'm at, that one's clear as a bell for me, no matter what I do.
Even Gaffa Haynes, Gaffa Haynes, welcome to the show, says that looks good. Thanks, Gaffa, appreciate that.
Okay on this side? All right.
Yep. Dan Arthur says looks fine here. Yeah, it's all good, dude. It is all good. Well, Ken, what else can we talk about your significant other, man? What else you want to say about that wonderful woman that you decided to marry 7 years ago, or 8?
Way up.
You married way up. Me too, brother. Me too.
I mean, look at me. You'd be like, how the hell did he get that one?
Yeah, it's nice when we're able to do that. I guarantee you that I know exactly what you're talking about.
That and she helps me in ways that no other person is willing to help me, and I think vice versa too. We both I think that's what's held us together, is we're both willing to help each other. and put up with each other's crap.
Yeah.
Because she goes through bad days, I go through bad days. I mean, today she was my nurse all day. I've been laid up in bed, hurt my back.
Oh.
I'm getting old, so I hurt my back sleeping.
Oh, man.
But not even get out of bed this morning. She made me food and all that. Had to use the walls to crawl down just to even use the bathroom. To hold myself up because it hurt too much to stand.
I hear you. Do you know what's wrong with your back, man?
So basically using the door frames to do a pull up on.
Yeah. Do you know what's wrong?
No, it does that once in a while. It just, something goes out of place, and then I put ointment on it, put a cold pack on it, and about an hour later, pop. And then I'm halfway good. I'm still pretty sore right now, but I can tell something popped back in.
Yeah.
So now it's muscles that are sore. It's not still out of place.
Yeah, because those
just sleeping.
Yeah, those muscles will tighten right up trying to protect it.
Yep.
Yeah.
But at my age, I should probably just stop sleeping if I hurt myself in my sleep, right?
Well, that is an option.
Start popping a bunch of uppers.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you knew, but Friday I just went to get a steroid shot in mine because I've got 2 discs that are bulging, herniated actually, and it's I've been dealing with this for years, just years. It's awful. So
I went to a chiropractor and they did a scan on my back, and all he could tell me is your back is extremely angry at you.
No kidding. Oh.
Yeah, and it's because of all the different years of doing construction and whatnot. Now I'm just, I can't even imagine going back to that life.
Yeah, yeah.
It's horrible.
Why do we do that, man? Why don't we take better care of ourselves is what I want to know.
Well, because it was good pay.
Good point.
$25 an hour 10 years ago. You know?
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's cool that she's there for you, man, and you're there for her in times like that. That is what it's all about, after all. Because if you're not willing to look after, yeah. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I just said if you're not willing to look after those that you're tied to, then something's wrong. But go ahead.
Fibromyalgia is what she goes through, so she needs a nurse once in a while too.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and I don't know if you know anything about fibromyalgia. If you don't, talk to Sharni.
I bet Sharni knows.
Oh yeah. My wife has been a guest on her show. I think that she was planning on it. I don't know if she ever ended up doing it or not, but
yeah. Well.
I can let you go if you want. That way you're not up too late.
Oh, I appreciate it, dude. Yeah, we've been at it for about almost 20 minutes now. But dude, you got to come back on. I've been waiting for you. It's
hard for me to catch you because normally I'm at work right now.
Oh, okay.
Listen in, I can't join you. That's the problem. But I'm home. I'm home because of my back.
Yeah.
So hey, I'll jump on there today.
Well, I want to say it's my lucky day, but that would be unfair to you.
Be unfair to you.
Well, listen, Ken, it's been a pleasure, man. And like I said, I hope you can find time to come back on. What's that?
I'm sorry, we're talking over each other. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, if you don't use headphones, a lot of times your microphone will fight with your speakers. So it's my fault. I'm not giving you enough time. But you got it. I hope for sure sometime soon you can come back on. I really do.
And I'd like to invite you to my panel sometime.
Been on your panel. I'll be more than happy to come back on. It's been tough because I've been real busy, but yeah, absolutely, dude.
You and Viewed This. I enjoyed both of you up there.
Fantastic. I see your notifications come through, and I pop in there and work and lurk a bunch. So yeah, we'll make that happen soon.
Right on.
All right, buddy. Right. Well, say hello to the missus and keep going on, man. Keep it going.
Yeah, right on.
And best of luck with your back, man. I know how that is.
Will do. Thanks for having me up.
Hey, you bet, bud. Take care now. I've been waiting for a while for Ken to come up. And what a great story. What a great story. That was Grade school sweethearts. Wow. I didn't even know that I would find somebody that had that. And of course that's one of those stories that you read about where, friends early or even dating, and then you're separated for years. Then all of a sudden you're brought back, just by chance, or maybe a little bit of, finagling here and there. Arthur says he lurks over there. 903. Thanks. Check that out. That's cool. Hey, listen, guys, this was a lot of fun. I really had a lot of fun having this show. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. If you have a significant other, make sure I'm almost going into my tagline, and I don't mean to do that, but make sure you treat them as they would, treat you. Before I get to my tagline, let's not forget that tomorrow night we're going to talk about content promotion strategies. I want to hear about some of the ideas that you guys have for sharing your content and promoting it and getting the word out. And I'm going to tell you a few of my ideas and some of the things that I've actually undertaken, and we'll just compare notes. But that is tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And of course, for all of you watching this after it's processed, this show is live every Sunday through Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for usually about an hour. We're at about 10:20 or about an hour 21, but that's okay. But that's going to be it for me. Thanks to everyone, all my Premier Al, how you doing, man? Good to see you. And also Jelly Duck 100. I didn't see you earlier, buddy, but welcome back to the show. Always good to see you, Ahmed. But that's going to do it for me tonight, folks. Thanks to all the guests. Thanks to for all the stories. Those are great stories. And thanks to everyone in the chats, and both on YouTube and the other platforms. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave you with this. Make sure that you treat others the way you want to be treated. And that includes your significant other, like I said. If we all did that, this world would be a fantastic place. Thanks so much, folks. We'll see you live.